Okay, this isn't... Oh. Oh, no. Huh? Gladiator. Level 40. Oh my god. Why does this always happen?
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your Genshin account was underperforming? Rather, have you ever thought that you should be able to do more with it? Well, as it turns out, a lot of people who watch my live streams right here on YouTube have thought that, and many of them have asked me to look under the hoods of their account to try to fix them up a bit. This isn't the first time I've done this, but this particular account was for a longtime viewer, and let me just say, this was one of the biggest undertakings that I've had to do so far. So I wanted to take you all on the 3-day journey that was saving Aiko's account. So the journey began by what else? Seeing what I had to work with, and this is how it looked.
Look, correct. Looks like they took my advice on the basic setup, which is good. Okay. So far, so good. I know they were really excited for their C1 Venti, so that's not so bad. But yet they say they can't get past floor 9 in the Abyss. This worries me. This worries me a lot. Like, all of this looks very good, so... Okay, this looking, this one's looking a little rough, but we'll see what we can do with this. 10, 10, 9, yeah, that looks about right. And then you have Kazuha gotten. Okay, hopefully we can do something about that. Viridescent, very good. Artifact running also Viridescent, good. Okay, and your EM is pretty high. Okay, sure. Weapon is Iron Sting, just fine. An absolutely disrespected Ayaka right now. Good lord. I've never seen an Ayaka this disrespected in a long time. Oh my god. Welcome to Aiko's account. We got Bennett, level 70, with a Favonia sword. Sure. God, that needs some levels. We're gonna have to let's see what we can do about that. C6. Uh-oh. That's awkward. Okay, this all looks pretty okay, though. Monene, untouched. Disrespected Monene. Okay, we got a completely disrespected Sucrose. Completely disrespected Layla, which I'm shocked, actually, because they actually like Layla, as far as I understood. How could you do this to Dia? How could you do this? Come on, it's Dia. She's the best character in the game. And yeah, I think it kind of just falls off from there. A lot of the good support characters are pretty much untouched, sadly. So, gotta work on this Thomas. Thomas the tank needs to get worked on. Okay, so that's what we're working with. That is our starting baseline.
So as you can see, we have our work cut out for us. We have a pair of good main DPS that are already leveled up, but the supports for these teams are, well, in shambles, and really need some work. With that, I started coming up with a plan. Namely, we would focus on only 2 teams. A Linny team that was looking pretty solid as a baseline, and a Wanderer team which seemed like a good idea at the time. I say at the time because, well, plans changed at one point. Before we got started proper, it's worth noting that Aiko has been unable to clear floor 9 up to this point in the Abyss, and their goal is to just be able to at least pass that threshold. I plan on doing a little bit more than that. Anyway, Linny seemed like the best prospect for the account to start with, so I got started on reorganizing all of that team's artifacts.
I think Exiles might be an okay filler for now until we can figure out something a little better. Yeah, it looks like you saved quite a bit. We're looking for ER. Any ER? No. A lot of crit damage, though. HP, maybe? No crit rate either. Huh. Super awkward. Alright, whatever. We got here. Sure. Also sure. We'd rather, like, actually, do you have a 3-star with energy recharge? Sure.
After that, I got right to getting a basic artifact set put together for Linny. These didn't need to be anything special, just functional.
With Linny. This would be Linny's artifacts. We'll get him out of the way first, and then we'll start working on probably Kazuha. Get our little baby shield going because, you know, God knows he can't do a good shield yet. Yeah, we'll have we have our work cut out for else in that team really doesn't.
Now disappear.
But so far, this doesn't feel too bad.
Everybody stand back. Let's light it up.
Like, color me shocked. I was expecting a lot worse here, considering you say you can't get past floor 9, but I'm like, you know what, this isn't that bad.
And voila.
But if you get it at the end, you won't have time to work on it. Oh, we're not doing it. This is going to be a multi-day project. This is going to end up being like the Hu Tao one. We're going to be working on this for probably about 2 days. What? A 72k? Easy. Wait, are you not able to do that with your Linny? I need Zhao and Aether, but he doesn't count. Yeah. So today and tomorrow, that is the goal. Yes. Okay, that's actually a pretty good one to start with. Okay, good piece to start with. A physical cup on that set, not great.
Ultimately, it cost a few fragile resin, but we eventually ended up with an okay set for now, so I felt confident on moving on to something else. Next, I wanted to take a look at what Aiko's Wanderer was capable of doing, and with the whole team put together, it underperformed.
Definitely need a little bit more everything on our team. Hey! Where'd you go? This boss sucks.
Decided by destiny.
Oh my god, this guy is annoying me to no end. Moggoth and Kanki can go away. Ow. This like dash attack, I never see him do it. Alright, good. Survived with 3 health, calculated. Woo!
Even against an enemy that is Animo Resistance, this was looking really bad. This is when I came up with the idea to switch out Wanderer for an Ayaka team, given how user-friendly and easy it is to set Ayaka up. I would take this idea into the Abyss where I could test out the current Linny upgrades and see if Ayaka was a possible angle to take for this account. This would be a good chance to see just how bad things actually were.
Floor 9 was impassable for Aiko. With the work we've done so far, this is going to be our first like mid-test to see if we can get past floor 9 now. Oh, that would take me 8 weeks. So what you would take you 8 weeks, we've done in 4 hours. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, got the crit card, which is very nice. Another test subject. The original plan was maybe we just let Linny carry us to victory, but you know what? I don't think we're going to need it. Hopefully we don't need just Linny to carry, do all the heavy lifting. I mean, he's certainly doing a lot of heavy lifting right now, but let's see if the Ayaka team can hold up.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain out. Think you can get away? Brace yourself. Light blade.
Okay, I'm having trouble switching characters sometimes. Yeah, this is just fine so far. Not getting any procs on the Sakpo though, which kind of sucks, but...
Here we go.
Alright, let's see if I can get a burst going.
Take flight.
You sure you're worried about this? You sure you couldn't do this before? I think you get 10-3 here. Maybe. Definitely really liking the Ayaka Venti combo. Ayaka Venti, very cool. You just get things set up so smoothly, and then it's just like absolute lockdown by the time you're done. Might have to work on the order a little bit, but other than that, like it's looking good.
This Abyss run did actually help me realize a few things, though. Firstly, Aiko's Linny does a very good amount of damage, even with just a couple of small upgrades. Secondly, Ayaka Freeze is a really good team comp. And thirdly, our support lineup is in desperate need of upgrades. Before I got back to hardcore farming mode, I know I haven't shown it, but getting Linny online was several fragile resin worth of farming, so I thought everyone could use a break. So at Aiko's request, I did some pulls on the weapon banner to see if I could get her dream Venti weapon. Here's how they went.
Let's do it. You know, me and the weapon banner, we have a thing. It's not elegy for the end, but I got you your Wanderer weapon. Say the weapon banner is a scam. Why? I dare not. I can't say it. I can't. Anyone, all of you can say it. You can all say the weapon banner is a scam. I can't. Me and the weapon banner have a thing, okay? It's just how it is, okay? This is what people come to me for. They come to me and they say, pull on my character banner. And I'm like, my character pulls aren't good. They come to me and say, pull for my weapon banner. And I'm like, yeah, this is what happens. Is it 2-in-1? It might be a 2-in-1. Let's find out. Are we going to get the elegy for the end as well? In one shot? No, but I can get you the new bow, which is, it's okay. Alright, now for the follow-up question, that was a pretty good pull. Do we keep going? Can we do back-to-back? Are we going? Aiko, I need your permission. I can't do this without your permission. Do we keep going? Okay. So we are obviously looking for LG for the end, but for 4 stars... You want a Yao-Yao? Here, have a Yao-Yao. And okay, well you got both of the new limited weapon weapons. That's pretty cool. And a Pain Slasher, but Pain Slasher's not that bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. That was an incredible pull, actually. 3 4-stars in one pull, not bad. Well, let's see if we can get it. Well, how about that? How about a Ningguang? What's up with Ningguang showing up on the weapon banner lately? Another Favonius sword. That's really good, actually. That is really nice. Another Favonius sword. Awesome. We want those. We want Favonius swords. It makes your Fav sword for your Shinsho even better. At least until you can get Sack sword. We take those. Another Yao-Yao. What is going on today? What is up with the Yao-Yaos? That was only 2 that time, so let's keep going. Well, Aiko, me and the weapon banner, we have a thing. I'm going to ask the weapon banner. We're going to do this very, very cordially. Weapon banner, I would very much like for the longtime viewer and, you know, friend of the channel, Aiko, to get their elegy of the end. Elegy to the end, my apologies. So if you would be so kind. Don't spook me like that. Well, damn. No elegy. But that is a good weapon. It's not a bad weapon. In fact, actually, if you're serious about trying to get Zhao, you got his weapon. So, well, there it is. However, we have another 10 pull still. Possibly 2. What do you want to do, Aiko? Do it. Okay. Who the hell is that? Who is that? Is that Foxy? Better not be. Are you in the market for a Cookie Shinobu? How about another Pain Slasher? These polls have been actually incredible. Just FYI, they've been amazing, but that was your first cookie, it looks like. So I'm gonna buy the 3 of these. And I gotta stop and think about this for a second. I'm doing the math. I want to see if I could pull this off. I don't want to get your hopes up. I just, I know what I can spend right now, and I know what I have. You know what? I promised I'd try to get it for you. I shouldn't do this. Let me just quickly check my, my PayPal before I go ahead and do this, because I'm gonna... This might be a bit of a rough thing if I do this or not, but... You've been a long-time friend of the channel. It's not quite... unfortunately, I'm not incorporated or anything yet, so it's not quite a business expense yet. Well, there's still no guarantees. This is all I can afford to do right now. So, let's hope it's enough. Look, Hoyo, I know we haven't always seen eye to eye on things, but the weapon banner, we've always had a very special bond, and I have now given you money. So I pray that that is good enough. I have the Aranara and every quest to do now. Well, it's too late. How about this? If you want to pay me back, if you want to actually pay me back, regardless of if I get it or not, you finish the Aranara quest. Okay? That's your payment. Pressure. One more. This is the last pull. No!
So I put that on hold for now, and promised to come back to it later with more pull attempts. And given that I have now put personal investment into this, I wasn't walking away from it so easily. This is when something weird happened. We ran out of experience items. So I had to actually take a lot of time and resin to get the experience books that we were going to need so we could actually start leveling up our support units. I would quickly realize that this was going to be a theme on this account. The next day, we ran out of handguards. Yeah, handguards. So we began the tactical elimination of every single samurai on all of Teyvat. Eventually, after purging all samurais from existence, I was still nowhere near enough handguards, so with Aiko's permission, I did something that I'm not overly proud of.
You know what they say, desperate times call for desperate measures. Just get this done. I never want to see these things again. Let's just pretend that, like, it's not even a problem. See, like, look at that. We farmed so many of them. Isn't that great?
With handguards in hand. Anyway, I was feeling a bit more confident that we'd be able to level up Ayaka's talents in a reasonable amount of time. With our main DPS characters looking a bit better now, it was time to move on to the support characters, namely Kazuha, Shincho, Bennett, and a mystery character that I'll talk about later.
Okay, should be enough. Let's not waste that. Alright, now, how much more Oceanid do we need? At least 2 more. Okay, 2 more Oceanid runs. Let's do it.
Many Oceanids later, I came to a very sad conclusion. Our Linny team was going to need a change. Namely, Toma was simply not cutting it. Not only did he not synergize as I was hoping he would at first, leveling him up was going to be an absolute nightmare, given that the mushrooms that you need for his ascension are extremely time-consuming since they are not only linked to a quest, but also in short supply. So I came up with an idea. Let's substitute him for one of my favorite characters, Dia, who Aiko actually conveniently had somewhat leveled up, and at Constellation 1.
I think it's the secret sauce. I can try. Okay, that's all I can ask. Alright, well, Geronimo!
work.
And that's what happens when Dia walks off a cliff. She breaks her legs and then dies. In that order.
With our teams now finalized, it was about time that I got to leveling our weapons. We needed to level up some of our weapons, highest priority of course on that list being Kazuha's Iron Sting and Ayaka's Black Sword. After that, it was time for another few sessions for weapon pulls, which went like this.
Alright, round 2. We're going to keep throwing shots at this every so often, so let's just keep going. Very good, very good. Stuck on singles, but to work on the weapon if we... Oh my god. Please make this worth it. Got my hopes up. But it's a... Ew. No, that did give us one thing worth mentioning. It did give us another wish. Look, Weapon Banner. Your kindness to me has been unparalleled. Nothing has been as kind to you as you to me. I need to call upon you one last time.
It was looking pretty depressing, I'm not gonna lie, but there was still time. For you guys, I imagine day 2 felt pretty short, but trust me, it wasn't. It was 4 hours of non-stop farming, but now we only had one last step to go, and that was to get Dia set up for our Linny team. And then we would be able to wash our hands of this account once and for all. And with everything farmed, leveled up, and reorganized, this is how the account looked after I was done with it.
So, when we started this account, it looked very different. We had one team that used Linny and Wanderer at the same time. There was no cohesion among the supports. All the supports were level 50 mostly. And there was a lot of good characters being left on the cutting room floor. And even now, we're still in that situation. There's still a lot of characters that could be upgraded, that could be leveled up still. But this is what we've done. This is the changes we have made over the course of about 3 days. And number 1, we leveled up Ayaka. Ayaka is now level 80 out of 80. We're not quite to the point where we can get her to level 90, but for now, 80 out of 80 is fine until the next step, which will be on Aiko's lap to take care of. We leveled up her Black Sword, so now it is level 90 out of 90. The 2 teams that we ultimately decided to go with was a Ayaka Freeze team and a Monopyro Linny team. This is what we ended up working with, and this is how it ended up looking. Diona started at about level 50, I believe, same with Shinsho. They're both 70 out of 70 now, with at least okay weapons. There wasn't a sack sword for Shinsho, but making do. And this will also be on Aiko to continue leveling up. Venti needed minimal work, only a little bit of rejigging in the artifacts, and more importantly, a level in the burst, making Venti just slightly more competitive and making him more of a support role, though also able to do a very substantial amount of damage. For the second team, we ended up going up with a Monopyro Linny team, and it looks pretty good now. Linny was already very well invested, already had a good weapon, already was triple crowned, or almost triple crowned, and had a pretty bad artifact set, but we kind of tweaked what we could to try to get at least some of the Marche's Hunter stuff working, and just some okay artifacts across the board, and it's more or less functional at the moment. But there is work to be done here and can improve still. So hopefully this will get better over time. Bennett, we switched out his weapon to a sapwood blade to get a little bit better, a bit more oomph on his burst. His Noblesse Oblige set is perfectly serviceable. And we got an extra point on his burst, making him also a little bit more competitive. Kazuha only got a few skill upgrades, and his weapon was leveled up a little bit to 80. Then we have the materials to go to 90, but we are short on respawns at the moment. And finally, we decided to... We kind of wishy-washy done this a little bit. We started with Zhongling, decided that the damage wasn't what we needed, ended up switching over to Toma, actually. And once we kind of decided that Toma wasn't really fitting all that well, I decided to go with a Dia,
for this slot, as they had a Constellation 1 Dia. We leveled up the Bell for her, just to give her some little extra health. Got her a very mediocre artifact set, as Dia basically had no love on her whatsoever. She had nothing going for her, and just kind of leveled up what we could when we could to make her functional. And with that, the teams and account are looking a lot better, though there is still a lot of work to be done. Aiko has been given an extensive list to keep herself busy and keep improving her account. We'll be going into the details on this list shortly. The goal is that she will be giving us updates as time goes on. Oh, and good news! Right after I gave her back the reins to her account, well, this happened. With that, here are my final thoughts at the end of The Abyss.
So, that is pretty much as far as I can take things right now. Floor 11, Chamber 3 was where we're currently stonewalled, and it's mostly due to a partial, 50% skill issue, 50%. We are running a unfinished Dia, and Dia is awkwardly the linchpin here. She can get, once Aiko is able to get Dia up to a more reasonable level and some better stats and stuff, that damage mitigation for that floor will make things a lot easier and a lot more manageable, and as well just increase the overall damage, which is important. So, how are you feeling, Aiko? Let me ask you right now. How are you feeling about this? Do you feel good? Do you feel like that the account is much better? Are you happy with what I've done with it? Yes, I have signed contract. Thank you, Aiko. But we're gonna use our usual thing. We're gonna make our little list here, and I'll highlight the ones in red that are most important. Orange will be the next, you should get these done, but less of a time constraint on them, and then the last one will, of course, be in green, which are just get these done whenever. So, step 1, most importantly, is level up Dia. Level up Dia. Finish Venti's talents. Finish Ayaka talents. So that is your most important 3. These are your big 3. Yeah, level up your supports. Level up most of your supports to
80 and improve and level up their talents. Level up their talents. So this is your Shincho. This is your Shincho. This is your Diona. Level up your support weapons. So this is things like Fav Bow, Fav Sword, Sack Bow, etc. So like those kind of weapons. And then finally, for our green category, this is going to be your basic stuff. Like your this is where you can like level up your Wanderer a bit more. Talents specifically. Number 2 on this list is going to be level up a Dendro character. I recommend Yao Yao. Eliminate physical Hazo, for the love of God, please do this. And that, as they say, is that. I had a lot of fun doing this, and if you want to get your own account looked at, either for a workshop like this, or a smaller scale account review, please join the Discord, and there's a channel specifically made for signing up for this. Link is in the description below. And if you just want to be a part of these sort of workshops, or have some questions, or just want to hang out and vibe, I stream every Monday to Friday at 10 AM to 2 PM Eastern Time, and most of the time the stream is just a chill experience. So as always, cheers and take care. Thank you so much for watching. And if you think I deserve it, please leave a like and subscribe.